Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean. Good evening, 5.8G. It is Wednesday and we are 5.8G on Alive. I am Terry-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus, which brings you 5.8G Alive. And with me as usual.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus. Welcome, welcome, welcome to 2024. Hey.
Listen, happy New Year, everybody. And listen, Jennifer, this is like a drill. You know, when you have a drill and you have a little siren and everybody have to go to the muster point. I think 2023 was that kind of year where everybody, I don't know, it seemed to me to be that first year out after the experience of COVID. I mean, we had COVID 2019, 2020, 2021, sorry, really.
Yeah.
2022, they released us, but we were still kind of finding our way. And I think 2023 was the first run. And oh boy, we really have to be at the muster point now.
So, ready to go?
Yes. So I think
the restart actually, yeah.
Yeah, as we start this new year, 5.8G crew, we are at the muster point. Let us, we getting ready for this great transition into 2024. Life really now starting, huh? But let's just take a minute and do the checklist at the muster point, you know, check to see that everyone is there, you know. Let's just take a few minutes and make sure, you know, check where the family is, check where the colleagues are, check where the neighbors are, you know, let's make sure we know who we have around us so that when we step back onto life, as we are about to, the crew is there. Jennifer, do you feel like it's that kind of situation?
Of course, actually, when you're talking, I thought, as you say, muster point, I could see at the muster point, at the entrance, a big flag, nice bright flag with our colors marked, 5.8G tribe. So everybody going, you know, seeing this big flag and Carnival coming, so I thought the flag, saying a flag. But yeah, it really would indicate that, you know, that is the starting point. This is it. You're seeing it from far. Excellent. So all the tribe coming together, you know where you're going, this is where we gather in, where you see that big flag mark, 5.8G Alive. So yeah, that must the point is the stage we're going to be on, Terry.
Yeah, and we're moving forward, you know, and the thing about it, I want to really wish us Happy New Year and to reiterate how proud I am of not of us, and I'm talking to everybody here, of us, this 5.8G cohort. We've organized ourselves so very well that, you know, we've made it easy as we are at the muster point to go through our checklist to see, are we okay? Because tribe, we know we live life in 3 buckets, and those 3 buckets have everything. And Jan, if I could start, the first one, we in tune, you know, we check ourselves. How are we? We've gone through 2023. We've done the practice. And, you know, we know that 2023 showed us areas where we are very resilient and very strong. It showed us things about us that we are proud, because before we would never test it, and now we've been tested, and we know you would have come through making decisions, making doing things, start overs. But we also know that it also highlighted vulnerabilities and areas that we know, oh God, I can't touch that, afraid to touch that, I don't want to face that, So when we think of how in tune are we as we get ready to go forward, we've had some good lessons. And Jennifer, I'm sure you can talk about being dollar savvy, how that reflection would have helped us.
You know what we learn, and I like the review, and in under dollar savvy in terms of being financially stable, because all of us, I know you mentioned, yes, we came out of the COVID, but 2023 was really that practice. we were learning how to do it out, how to stretch the dollar, how to prioritize, our financial goals. And for me, yeah, that was a lesson, because you look at what you had to do differently. Even some of us were forced to do it, even if we didn't want to. The situation arose where we had no choice. So it was looking at what were the things that I had to, and I wouldn't say give up. It's really prioritizing, in terms of your finances. And even earlier on in chatting, I actually had to look at the side. There were, what you call it, big ticket items and the small items. I had to actually look at the big ticket items and say, you know what? I pushing back that to 2024. If not, I'm going to be totally stressed. Yeah. So I focus more on the small items that I could have achieved and helped. So it's like taking it, a bite at a time, as I say. So I dealt with the smaller financial commitments that I said, okay. And actually, and one other aspect, you have the bigger commitments. And when I say those that we say you must do, and that is like a commitment to a loan. And I found when I look at that, some of the commitments, just one major one, I felt, wow, boy, there's no way I really could see. I try and you work out things. But you know what? Just as how we were practicing and looking at areas and trying to plan differently, the financial institutions did the same. Yeah. Being aware of what's happening. And I went, and I guess you have to be honest, Tarian, and you have to, as I say, bite the bullet, face the reality of the situation without feeling ashamed or trying to be smart, as some people will say. And I remember having a discussion with the person, the customer service person, who, was responsible for that particular account. And you know what she said? I said, girl, listen to me. Yeah. A pain, is not that I'm not paying, but you can't do let's do some adjustment. And she said, yes. She said, we actually have a department now where you could call and they could adjust, because we understand this situation is not you alone. And that is a sense of comfort. And I said, but okay, I'm keeping that commitment, although that's a big ticket one, but at least I could still pay. So the lessons learned there was, listen, continue to meet your commitments, but look at prioritizing. And as I said, my lesson was, you see the big ticket one, the real big one, within my goals, is for 2024. So we'll look and see. And from the lessons, I really think I have a handle on how to handle it in 2024. So that's my thing on the dollar savvy, the financial stability.
Yeah. And our last bucket has always been the tribe, being a tribe. We cannot do this thing alone. You're not an island. You're not a little volcanic peak in the middle of the Pacific and you're almighty. We need our tribe So, as we do our checklist at the master point, so many of us would have experienced loss coming out.
Yeah.
The shock of COVID, plenty people not there, So when we're doing the roll call, plenty people missing. And that safety net that our community gave, whether it is you've had to leave the job, whether it is through retirement, close business, shut down, that whole safety net of people, we're not talking about the financial side, the people, that loss, we have to now regroup. And I am so proud of our 5.8G tribe, because so many of you, whether it is by Facebook, by WhatsApp, by just being here every Wednesday evening or Monday on Gael people, you all find us in the grocery when we go out, you see us. And we all connected, we're all friends, because we're all experiencing the same thing. So I really want to congratulate all of us. Starting in 2019, it was like we're preparing for this COVID business. And now in 2024, that we can sit down, use our buckets, are we in tune? Are we dollar savvy? And how is our tribe? We can prepare,
Yeah.
Jen, I want to, just as we go on today, because when we get into our discussion of today, we really marching on. We really marching on. And there are two questions that I think we have to pay close attention to, and we don't realize that they're different. They are, what do we do and who are we? When a lot of us, for security, when we're facing tremendous change, when we know that we can't continue with what was. So that's wrong. We want to continue with what was. We focus on defining ourselves by what we've done. And we want, as we go on to the next stage, we want to go with everything that was there. The money, the status, the trappings, the actual what we do. If we were a seamstress, we want to continue sewing. If we were a manager, we want to continue managing. And sometimes moving forward requires that we do something very different. And if we're good at one thing and we have to go to do something else, one of the truths that we have to face is that we have to learn some new skills, that when we get into that new thing, we may not enter at the level that we are now. We may have to enter at this level, and and Jennifer, I think that's one of the hardest things to do. But we want to suggest that if you ask another question, not what do I do, but who am I? That in the answer to that question, you would find a lot of resources that will make it easier as you transition to go from here to perhaps not start here, but probably here, and make the journey back a little better. And I know, Jennifer, that you've been going through our programs, our work.
Yeah.
And again, we just so blessed that we've realized, hey, in the who are we have a tool bag that's full of tricks. So in today's show, we want to just start looking forward and prepare ourselves for the year ahead, reviewing how Connections 50 Plus, we, Connections 50 Plus 5.8G tribe, and make this transition things in 2024 a snap. Not so?
So 2024, we are here, ready.
Nice.
So 5.8G tribe. 50 to 80 generation. We are in 2024. And we at Connections, we are here for you. So what I would like at this stage is just to review, because, I was thinking that how can we continue to be partners? Because we are friendly in a tribe, we supporting each other. And when I look at the inception, when we created Connections 50 Plus, we had these 3 buckets. We looked at the service. How are we going to partner with you? And I just want to quickly, review, not in too much details, the 3 aspects we looked at. And one was, when I say taking care of you, the self-care, where we talk about putting you first. And we still believe this is our, when I say mantra, this is what we continue doing, is that we care about your well-being, and we would partner with you building a trustworthy relationship, making sure you put you first to enjoy a healthy, happy, comfortable life. And I am just pulling from what we did. And if you go on our website, you will see these are our commitments. We also want to make sure we get you ready for this. You're transitioning. And of course, by getting you ready, we have the show, and we have a lot of different activities, etc., to help get you ready, because we know, at this stage, you may be going through some sort of anxiety. So we want to make sure that we have a plan so you could live the life you always want. And we're creating that plan with you as we talk here. And this aspect help you explore new opportunities. So again, to help you explore new opportunities, we're doing that, through what we're doing here, chatting with you, having the activities, having forums, etc. So our main thing now, going into 2024, not going in because we're in 2024. Yeah, right. So what we're going to be doing, of course, is ensuring that you remain with us, you partner with us. You are one of the tribe, you are the master point, and this is more or less what, we just wanted to reinforce our commitments and to let you know that, hey, we're still here, and love you and care for you.
Definitely. And we can start with sharing with you some of what we want to do this year and what you can look forward to with this 5.8G Alive. And sometimes people, Jennifer, and you out there, you come every week. Every week you make sure and you tune into YouTube, you tune into Facebook. We know you're there. And we tune into Gael, and you will leave your comments and so on. But this forum is so important to us because we know that it is here that you come because you trust us, that we have an honest conversation. We are very, very open, very often we share our lives and we share stories that you've told us that you relate to. And when we bring our guests on, they're not coming from some other planet out there to talk to you about something that is, sometimes you look at some shows and you just watch and you say, oh, there are people who live like that. We really, in this program, this 5.8G Alive program, seek to talk about the issues that matter to us and to raise points using our expertise, me as a business person and Jennifer as a life and financial coach, to really help you to put things in context so that you could understand how to figure out something. And when we choose guests who come on our show to talk about things, we choose people first who are relatable and who will be able to meet you where you are so that we can collectively move forward to where you want to go. And we are promising to continue in that vein because we know this is where a lot of the education is had, where we learn more about things that matter to us that other people won't talk to us in our context.
Yeah.
There's no youth culture here. This is 5.8 GLI. We're talking about our business.
Yeah.
We give you information and we point you to sources where, if something is of importance to you, that you could either reference one of our guests and move on, or you can go research yourselves, or you can tap into one of our programs. And Jennifer, that's why I know we share this great love of what we do every Wednesday here in terms of educating people and making sure people are pointed in the right direction.
Yeah. And Terry-Ann, what I really enjoy and makes me feel good, and you spoke about feedback, is when I get that feedback. You know, because we hear on the show and we chat, and sometimes we wonder, I wonder if they get the point, or if they're with us, or if they find us boring, or you know, whatever. But when you meet, especially when I'm out there and you meet people you don't know, and they say, I know you don't know me, you know, but I know your face, and I like when you spoke about X, Y, and Z. And I would love for 2024 for more of that, and more of that in different ways. You know, just drop us a line, WhatsApp us, say something. And that helps a lot, that encouragement. And what I would love, and Terry-Ann said, leave it alone. Subscribe on our channel. No?
Oh, no, that's important.
You're watching the YouTube. I really believe that you're also sending out the link, you know, which is great. And thank you. I know you're all doing it, but that extra step of those on a Facebook page, of liking the Facebook page, that extra step when you put subscribe, you see, there are two other steps after you put subscribe. Something just pop up, but it's very easy. It's just a click and click. And it doesn't mean anything with money or getting your personal information. What it does is just gives us support, so we would know, yes, we have you all as followers, and it's easy for us to, you know, you get notices. Basically, that's it, you know. So I would love a tribe for 2024. A little more active in pressing the button for us. And what I love and has been continuing, you know, with our events has been growing, Terry-Ann, and that shows that you're all telling your friends what a good, you know, time you have, and we continue. So for 2024, while we continue on this stage, partnering with you and loving what, you know, how you support us, we just ask for that little extra, so we would know that you're there. Because I know when person say, and I say, so you post anything, they say, no, I'm afraid, I don't want nobody to think X, Y, and Z. I don't want people to now, you know, come on and agree with me. And you know, our tribe is not like that, and you all know that. So feel free to let us know how you feel and what you would like to see or hear, because we are all in the tribe. Yeah. And Terry-Ann, let me say one thing. As you said, getting on to being on that muster point, is that gathering, you have steps, you have things to do, you're discussing. Look, when you get to the muster point, this is what has to happen, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. So, great. You know, one other thing that we have thought about how to make our show even more relevant, more relatable. And the way you respond to our guests, the way you respond to the topics has been good. So Jennifer talked about subscribing, and I want to ask you to do something else. And I understand that some of our cohort are paranoid about that subscribe button and you don't trust it. But you can trust it. But some of you all may continue not trusting it. That's okay. But we do want to make sure, because this forum is not as interactive, but we can make it interactive. And we do want you to continue to give us your ideas, your feedback on what we are doing. And there are other ways to do it. You can email us. we are the generation that's still using email. It's okay. Our email is fine. And that's a wonderful one-on-one way to talk to us. You also can WhatsApp each of us personally. You have our numbers on the screen. So you can WhatsApp Jennifer, you can WhatsApp me, you can feel free to tell me, Terry, I feel you're real fast and out of place and how you present that, Why do I learn to be like Jennifer? Yeah. Just calm yourself a little bit. Or you can tell Jennifer why you're so polite. But you can WhatsApp us, you can email us, and you can also join our WhatsApp private group. There's a private group with a good few of you where we just share ideas, we talk about things, you get the first notice on something, and I think that's the first master point, really. So
yeah,
we can, using the show, you can give us the feedback so we continue to be relevant and relatable to you. And Jennifer, we are starting an innovation for the 5.8 GL Live show where we are going to be doing a little twist. It's not a complete change, a little twist to how we continue to bring education and information to you and how we use our experts. Jennifer, you want to talk about our little cluster?
Well, two aspects we look at, Brooke, and one, I would talk about when we say chronicles, what we thought it would be so beautiful to have you all included on the show. And we're looking at just a small panel, maybe 2 or 3 of you all, just coming to share. And, we have all different issues. Terry spoke early on about at this time when we're doing our checklists and numbers, not everybody there, because we have lost a lot of friends, family members, etc. So why not, and we have persons out there really still in a lot of pain and don't know where to turn, but having a panel just coming to discuss persons who have gone through it or going through it and just sharing, that's a great help. I'm telling you, that's like if it's in therapy, when you're listening and you're sharing. So we are looking at, and it don't have to be on grief, it could be fun things, huh? It could be anything. It could be listen to me.
Our small panel with men, where men just gave their opinion.
So it could be anything. 3 of you all planning to play mass, and I know Terry and another very good follow-up with playing mass, and they want to play under some kind of bikini something.
With my body.
So, the thing about, so you can come out and chat. And if you chat and say, hey, this is what we do and this is what we're planning. But the main thing about, and I'm calling it the Chronicles, whether as Terra said, the Grammy Chronicles, the 5.8 Chronicles. But the main thing is to get you all more involved. We talk about being more relatable. So when you sit down, as I say, 2 or 3 is a very small, really a very small panel, but we want you to be part of it. We want you to come and share. And as I said, every aspect is important. Every aspect of life is important. So don't feel, oh, this is not important enough to share. Give us a call and discuss it. And we will say, okay, this is how we can do it, etc. So that aspect of it, that's coming up. And, as I say, it's coming up. So I am waiting on you all to email me, WhatsApp me, call me, or Terry-Ann, of course, and tell us, listen, I want to come on and I'll bring 2 friends, or I know 2 other friends who, this is such a great thing for them to share with us. So call us now, WhatsApp, email, text, however, and share with us whatever area, whatever topic you would like that panel. And it's not heavy, we just very conversational. Okay? And I'll let Terry-Ann tell you maybe about the capsule, that aspect of it.
We know that there are areas in those 3 buckets, whether it's ourselves, our wellness, our being in tune, our money and our assets. Some of us might not have money, cash, but we have assets. You see that house? That house? And what happened with that house? And how we deal, recognizing that we're getting older, and with age we probably have less capacity, but there's a huge trust issue with us about how do we let go of the things that we are in control of, and how do we prepare to pass on, manage legacy, hand over responsibility. And while sometimes we have a conversation with an expert and it's a chat that's going on, we are going to hand the reins over to some of the experts, some of them that have been here, and they're going to, based on their experience and their practice, come up with some topics that they know are critical for you. And we are going to give them 15 minutes where we step out of the way and they talk to you one-on-one about how we deal with some of the really important things that we realize we have to deal with, having come to this muster point of the 2023. So throughout the year, you're going to have these capsules coming in. And when we have these capsules, our intent is to really give us a chance to hear from these experts and to continue listening. Now, because we won't be in answering questions and stuff, we would really want you to take advantage of that. When the capsules are on, have your little notebook, jot down your little questions, jot down the things that made a difference to you, a point to you, jot down things that confuse the life out of you and you want to know some more, and share it with us. And even if you don't want to share it with us, make a promise to us that because you want to continue moving on this stage, that you're going to follow through and get support if you can't do it yourself. Whether you reference the expert that we bring on, or you find some other source, we really want to present things to you that would allow you to continue. Now, when we have our capsule, the expert is going to talk. And of course, Jan and I are going to come back and we're going to continue to talk about it and helping. And it would be great if while you're on YouTube, which is live and interactive, you give your comments there too. So, you know, we really build out our cohort, our community. The digital world is here for us. It's real. It's real. We are here. Let's connect. Let's really make this 5.8G cohort, our third act stage, a lively one. It doesn't have to be as hard as it was for our parents or our grandparents. And I think by our example, we are going to be showing our children how to learn from the best of us and to make sure their transitioning is easier. Not so, Jen?
And don't forget what we also added. We thought would be nice. You know, we have our events and we have the events once a quarter, and it's really growing nicely. And we thought, you know what, we should have a little same quarter, but at a different month within the quarter. Just come together very, you know, a nice light lime or meetup. And we say, you know what, under the health aspect, let's go and do a small hike or small walk, have a healthy line. Or let's just sit and have maybe a card game, or different things. But the main thing on this, what we would say, I would say a meetup. Very informal, not costing anything. We just decide where we're going to meet and gather a gathering. But, you know, we come together just to have fun and relax and get to know each other better. You know, and because not everybody may be able to attend events, but they want to come out too at some stage and get together, you know, with us. And so look out for that too. Quarterly, we would be hanging. We may hang for Carnival, can never tell. We'll let you know. You know, but that is what we have also planned. That's a slightly different an addition to what we normally do.
So get it clear. We have our show which is going to be this digital platform through through YouTube, where we are going to be educating you. We're going to have you sending into us feedback. We're going to have our capsules where you're going to have our expert talking about things, and you're going to participate on YouTube, and you will still send information to us. And that's every Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook, and every Monday on Gael. So that's one area. And then we're now going into our physical, because we're not living in a digital world only. So we're going to, as Jennifer was saying, we're going to be, there are two ways that we are going to be interacting. And we know it's a geographical challenge. So our Caribbean, well, for now, let me put a little for now, our Caribbean partners may not be able to join us in every meetup. For now, we may come to you for now.
Just also, Terry, let me stick up in and add. Remember when we see meetup, it's Trinidad and Tobago, because we're making a run to Tobago too for meetups, right?
So there are the informal hangouts, limes, let's say we linemen. And it's so important. We have our season, so many of us look on and we see things that we would like to participate in. A picnic in the botanical gardens. You want to go and walk, when we decide let's go to one of the grounds and do a walk. So, and Jennifer and I promised to come to different places. So if you can't come to everyone in the north, we will find ourselves in the east. We'll find ourselves in central. So we have an opportunity that, and this is all creating our master points, where we can check with each other to check the checklist. So all of these, this 5.8 GL Live is one master point. When we go and just have a hang, whatever we do, that's another master point. We're going to fit. And then, of course, Jennifer, we have our major master points, our events. Our events, paid events, where, I mean, you've seen they're becoming bigger and better. You've seen the brunch. You've seen us have emancipation celebrations. You've seen us have Olia celebrations. And we think it's important that at least once a quarter, we have a grand master get together. And we are going to do that. And Jennifer, what is the date of our master get together for the first quarter? Because we're serious.
But we have, like the big event we're looking at doing for Easter. Not the exact date, but we're going to have an Easter event, a grand Easter event. Not sure what we're calling it, but it will be an Easter event. And, I'm thinking, Terry, and it is this quarter also, looking at just a lime hangout, for the carnival, which is a small event. We may look at not spending any money. Bring something and come and hang.
Party at Dutch Lime.
Yeah, and the date we had was a Saturday. We'll let you know the date. I believe it was one of the
4th of February.
Before the
4th of February.
Okay, so that was the date. I was just
so
we will definitely let you know on that in terms of the date. So but that will be just the hangout, hanging out with us for the carnival season. But the big event would be the Easter event. So you could start planning on that, from now.
And what is good about our Lime, the Dutch party being the 4th of February, is that's the Saturday before Carnival. And Caribbean people, we know that you're going to be here. We know that you're going to be here. So once we set the date and time and you are in Trinidad, then we really, really want you to come and join us. We really want to see you. We're creating the first master point so we can check to see if everybody here.
And as usual, it won't be an early lime. It's not a late night something. So you could still have whatever you have planned for later. You can still do that.
Absolutely. So just mark 4th of February on your calendars and think about a 2 to 6 time frame. So you can do everything else around that. And we are going to come up with where would we meet. So it's so important. You have to keep track of what we're doing. You come in here to get information and education. There's one muster point. The next muster point is the lineman. And then we will have our grand.
Any big events.
And one of the things that we are also thinking for our muster points, so whether it's the line muster point or whether it's the grand event muster point, is we always try to, again, when we get together, have meaning. Yes, we're having fun and so on. So you never know who might be the surprise person jumping in and being present at our events to help us get going. So 50 plus, I think we are really having our tribe together, well in tune and savvy with our dollars. And we are going to make sure that Connections 50 plus, the 5.8G cohort, is a good part of our safety net in terms of going forward. Isn't that a fact, Jen?
Yeah, and Terry-Ann, I want to add also that what we thought of, there are those who may have found they're still not happy with what they did in 2023 and not too sure about what steps to take to really, achieve what they want to achieve in 2024. And, what we can do, what we have on our books actually, and we thought of looking, not we thought of, we actually looked at it, considering, and I must say, Terry, at the start of the year, I actually had conversations with a few friends who were talking about, the scale. And I guess I can talk more because I really see the difference being 70 plus, let me tell you. I think at 70 plus, you have that fear of, anything can happen to you. You're not sure what you should do. You feel you're going to be lonely and all these different fears that come up. And we're going to be also addressing that or help you to address that in a different way. When I say different way, more in terms of us coming together. And I am just putting it out there for those of you all who feeling like that and want that extra support, that we are here to help you with that support. And we would like to do it in a very small way. If you have very intimate. So you may have a friend, you may not want to do a session alone and you prefer have a friend or two. We're not talking about big group. You may want a friend or two to be there with you on it, to push you, because sometimes we need that push and support. Yes, we have that for you, that very intimate, I will say more of a discussion, and that coaching, but not coaching to tell you what to do. Coaching is us sitting, listening to you and helping you through that transition, because we're on a journey and we know that we're on a journey and it can be done. You can do it alone. So consider, especially those who right now still so-called 2024 and I still, feel stuck. You don't have to be alone on this. Give us a call, let us know, get a friend or two or do it alone and let us know. And we would provide you with that support. You may have 1, 2, or 3 sessions. It all depends on what you would like. It is customized just for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to, remind those who may be a bit shaky right now or feel stuck. That's Terry-Ann, that's it.
Yeah. Jennifer, you raised the point there. And I think one of the things that we are realizing, we often talk about this third act stage as having 3 stages. That 50 to 60, that 60 to 70, and the 70 plus to 80. And I'm firmly now in the 60 to, I'm not 60 and I'm not 61, I'm 62.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we know that for those in the 50 to 60 cohort, the transition, I think, each group has a different kind of fear. Each group has a different
Definitely.
and for some people, the word fear is a negative word that they don't like because it connotes something that is negative about your character. You're afraid, you're frightened, and that is not attractive in our culture. And we therefore deny that there is fear. And there's another word for it, it's anxiety. I love Patrice Roberts' song, Anxiety. She's very, very honest in talking about it. In each stage, we have different types of anxiety. Those of you in the 50 to 60 cohort who are preparing to leave the workspace, you're really battling with that question of what do I do versus who I am? And how do I make these transitions? A lot of you have contacted me, and even with Jennifer, and you talk about many of you are close to 60, you're 58, 59, or even those who may have had extended contracts, 60, 61. And because of the busyness of life, you didn't think about what is after this. And you are now looking, and some people are just not prepared. When Jennifer and I do workshops, some people have not even checked what their national insurance or pension benefits.
Yeah, they don't want to think about it.
People, and some people don't want to think about it, and some people have just been too busy not to making assumptions about things would be smooth. And you do have a lot of anxiety. And what we want to tell you is that you can come to us and have a conversation, or some of you may want us to do a workshop in your workplace to say, let's bring a group of up to 10 persons together and have a half-day session where we talk about what that transition will be like, especially if you're 55 to 60, because then you have a little bit of time to start to think about, this anxiety can manifest in different ways. And before it turns into fear and paralysis, I think it's easier to deal with anxiety. And, Jen, you talked about you being in your 70s and the kinds of changes. And the same way as a 60 person in their 60s, one of the real pressures that I am facing is having responsibility for emerging adult children and older parents. And my major anxiety is that I don't feel that I can relax. I can't relax and enjoy my retirement fully and just, the images. You can just go on the cruise and just chill. I cannot do that because my children are not yet so solidly set that I can just cut off. You all go and sit on your own. And I have an elderly parent that I'm essentially responsible for. So very many times my anxiety comes from the fact that, yes, I'm retired and I've put everything in place to allow me to enjoy me, but those two bookends keep pressing on me.
Yeah.
And I feel that I don't have permission to relax. I don't have permission to just enjoy my life. And I am constantly worried that my plans that I've put in place financially to handle my life comfortably will be sucked away and absorbed by either my children or my parents. And that anxiety lives with me and takes away from some of the joy of my retirement. And I know that's a problem that a lot of us in our 60s have to face. And for that too, we have individual programs and small group programs that you can reach out to us and say, I want to talk about that, because the guilt you feel about telling your children and your parents, nope,
Yeah.
is real. So even Jennifer, you know, in your 70s, you have concerns. There are concerns.
But when you're speaking there, Terry Ann, my thing is for all of us, you know, you're able to identify two critical stressors. And I think it's for all of us to really check ourselves and identify the key stressors that preventing you from living the life you live freely, you know, and sometimes you may not be able to get rid of it, but how you manage it. So we are not saying it don't go away. It did.
Nope.
You know, they're there. But how you can manage it and still live that happy life that we talk about. So yeah, and that is a great way to start 2024 by facing the realities and knowing that, hey, you ain't going through life worried. You have support. You have that support. Yeah.
And Jennifer, I think one of the real things that we have to come face to face with, and we often say that this 5.8G cohort, no other cohort in the history of mankind has had the kinds of issues. I mean, every generation goes through its different issues and it's unique, but we are coming into retirement with a bag of assets and skills and expectations that no most cohorts before at our age, the expectancy afterwards is probably 5 years. You know, in 5 years you're clocking out. But we know we have a whole generation to go. And we cannot have that kind of anxiety. And I would give the example of, on the other side, I had an interesting conversation with my father, who we know turned 90. And he was talking to me about his trying to reconcile, and I think that's the word, crossing that 90 and knowing that, okay, you have a little more ahead of you than you have had behind you. And reconciling that I've had a great life, but how do I now relax into 90 and just relax into the reality of aging, relax into all those things and prepare. And while our 5.8G doesn't go into that phase, I think I learned a lot from that conversation, because the same thing that he's facing of relaxing into the reality of this new stage is, Jennifer, I think what a lot of us are quite uncomfortable with. How do we relax into, I'm not in my 40s, I'm not at the peak and the star, whether it's in the work world or whatever it is, and in my 50 to 60, I have to prepare to hand over to someone. How do I relax into that reality? And
yeah, Terry, you gave a story of your dad, and I just want to mention too, you know, having a discussion with my daughter who in her 40s, and I'm sharing, I was a bit anxious about whatever situation. And she said, you know, it's a problem at your age group. So this is what she's sharing with me. She said, you know, our age group now, we believe in therapy. And therapy don't mean something wrong, or, you know, we think that you have something mentally, you have to be wrong with you and you go to a psychiatrist. She said, no, they firmly believe in therapy. You find a professional to chat with on whatever the issue is. She said, and we talk. She said, what I noticed with your age group is, one, of course, you all don't believe in any other kind of therapy because you feel that you grew up thinking that you have something have to be wrong with you. One. And two, she said, you all don't open up at all. You always sell everything you're keeping within because you don't want nobody to know your business. You don't want to share it. You don't want to be judged and all that. She says, so it's staying inside, it's bottling up inside of you and creating that extra stress and bringing on illness, etc. And I thought that was a good lesson when I listened to her. And you asked a question, and that's why I thought of that. You asked the question, how can we do something different? And I think definitely be willing to open up more to a professional, to persons who care, you can trust. So that when we spoke earlier about trustworthiness, you know, and so you have to talk out. You have to be able to express what your pain is, what pain you're going through if you need help. And I am saying with us here on the 5.8 stage connections 50 plus, we, Terrian, have the experience. I must say, we have reached here. We have gone through the different stages. And we didn't have the answers. We came on this stage without the answers. And as you mentioned, without any role models, because our parents didn't go through, they didn't come out the workplace, and their focus was completely different. So we, as we go along on this journey, we have a lot of different experiences. You have that experience with your dad. I have with my mom. You have with the siblings. You have younger children. I have older children. I think the advantage with us being together definitely is that the age factor one, but the experiences, we different type of experiences that we add our expertise, our being qualified and skilled in the various areas that I really feel, and I'm putting it out there, and I'm not blowing our trumpets, but definitely if you're looking someone or for a team of professionals to chat with, and we are talking about the 50 plus stage you are on, that we are definitely going to be those that you would want to come together with and share, and you will get that respect without judgment, because we do understand this journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my ad.
Yes. Definitely. But I think as we wrap up this new year session, this 2024, I personally, for me, what was wrong with 2023 is the last numbers in 2023. 23 is a prime number. You can do nothing with it. It can't divide. It can't do, it's a prime number. It stands on its own and it's inflexible. And it just kept knocking at you. It kept knocking at me. And I did not like 2023. I did not like it at all. However, in spite of not liking it, I refuse to let 2023 defeat me. And I am very, 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 very confident that 2024 is a much softer, calmer number. 24 is a nicer number. It can divide in 2, it can divide in 3, it can divide in 4, it can divide in 6, it can divide in 12, it can divide in 8. So it gives me a sense of options, a sense of flexibility, a sense of, all right, if I go there and it doesn't work, I could come back here. It gives me a sense of fluidity that really helps to bring down the anxiety that I feel with the different pressures that 2023 did not have. 2023 was 23. It can't divide.
I look at 2023 for me, a positive light. I really was able to release a lot of baggage. A lot of baggage. You know, I learned to handle, because of all the stressors, I learned to handle it. So I am moving into 2024 much lighter. I'm moving with any baggage. So I'm open, and I am saying the different stages make a difference. For me, I am open to anything that I believe could make my life happier. So with the baggage, I left out all the guilt and all those things, that the negative energies that arose then. In 2020, I liked. I'm ready for new opportunities at this stage. I'm telling you. So I'm good. I'm good.
That's the benefit of being on the 70 stage. Now I have to look for
you have plenty baggage.
pressure.
They're carrying the stressors. Good. You know, my children at a different stage in life. They have to fend for themselves. I'm here to support, but I don't have that baggage. And I choose if I have to support with the grant, that is my choice, but I know what I'm going to do. It's not a heavy load. It's a light load. I enjoy. I enjoy when they come. It lights. So yes, that's me. I release baggage and I'm open to new opportunities and for a nice, peaceful journey, 2024.
It just goes to show that no matter which of the stages of the stage, the third act stage that you're on, whether you're in your 50s, whether you're in your 60s, whether you're in your 70s, life continues. Life continues to be great.
Yeah.
And what goes going on around us does not define us, and we will make it through. And Connections 50 Plus will be here for you, whether it's the show where we are educating you, whether it's our master point of meeting and linemen, whether it is our master point of great events, or whether it is your decision to engage us in one of our programs that we use our assessments, we use our professionals, and you use Jennifer and I to guide you in any of these three buckets. Being in tune, being Dollar Savvy, or being in community, we will be here to make sure that this transition working through, So for those of you who 2023 was a prime number like me, or it was a release like Jennifer, we look forward to continuing to see you in 2024 going forward. And as we develop the dates and times for our programs, we want to see you. We know you want to see us too when you're coming out. So we're moving forward.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we want to say goodbye. Happy, blessed, abundance, and prosperity in 2024. Prime number gone. Flexibility options.
Okay. So bye. Have a great 2024. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Bye. Good. +50 Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.